I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey Patriot Warrior fam, I'm Face, and these are the histories that America forgot. According to Wikipedia, quote, "The Great Swamp Massacre, or the Great Swamp Fight, was a crucial battle fought during King Philip's War between the colonial militia of New England and the Narragansett people in December 1675. It was fought near the villages of Kingston and West Kingston in the colony of Rhode Island and Providence plantations. The combined force of the New England militia included 150 Pequots, and they inflicted a huge number of Narragansett casualties, including many hundred women and children. The battle has been described as, quote, one of the most brutal and lopsided military encounters in all of New England's history, end quote. Since the 1930s, Narragansett and Wampanoag people commemorate the battle annually in a ceremony initiated by the Narragansett Wampanoag scholar, Princess Redwing. The Pokanoket Indians had helped the original Pilgrim settlers to survive under the leadership of Massasoit. His sons, Wamsutta and Metacom, took on the English names of Alexander and Philip, respectively. Alexander became sachem of the Pokanokets on the death of his father, but he died within a year and Philip succeeded him in 1662. Philip began laying plans to attack the colonists in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, and he slowly built a confederation of neighboring Indian tribes. He also gathered muskets and gunpowder for the eventual attack, but only in small numbers in order that the colonists would not be alarmed. Several Wampanoag men attacked and killed colonists in Swansea, Massachusetts on June 20th, 1675, and that began King Philip's War. The Indians laid siege to the town, then destroyed it 5 days later and killed several more people. A full eclipse of the moon occurred in the New England area on June 27, 1675. And various tribes looked at it as a good omen for attacking the colonists. Officials from the Plymouth and Massachusetts Bay colonies responded quickly to the attacks on Swansea on June 28th. They sent a punitive military expedition, which destroyed the Wampanoag town of Mount Hope in Bristol, Rhode Island. The Indians waged attacks on settlements in Massachusetts and Connecticut, but Rhode Island was spared at the beginning. In October, the Indians struck again with raids on the towns of Hatfield, Northampton, and Springfield, where almost the entire settlement was burned to the ground. As winter set in, the attacks diminished. The Narragansetts remained officially neutral in the war, due in part to the urging of Roger Williams, signing a neutrality treaty with the Massachusetts Bay Colony in October of 1675. Although not involved in the war, they had sheltered many of King Philip's men, women, and children, and several of their warriors had participated in England raiding parties. The colonists distrusted the Narragansetts and feared that the tribe would join King Philip's cause in the spring, which caused great concern due to the tribe's location. The militia burned several abandoned Narragansett villages as they marched around Narragansett Bay, as the tribe had retreated to a large fort in the center of the Great Swamp near Kingston, Rhode Island. On November 2, 1675, Josiah Winslow led a combined force of over 1,000 colonial militia, including about 150 Pequot and Mohegan Indians, against the Narragansetts living around Narragansett Bay. One colonist was accused of fighting on the Indian side of the battle. Joshua Teft reportedly wounded Captain Nathaniel Seeley of Connecticut, son of Captain Robert Seeley, who subsequently died. An Indian spy reported that Teft, quote, did them good service and killed or wounded 5 or 6 English in that fight, and before they could trust him, he killed a miller, an Englishman at Narragansett, and brought his scalp to them. On December 15, 1675, after peace negotiations failed between Stonewall John and the militia, Narragansett warriors attacked the Gyra Bull blockhouse and killed at least 15 people. 15-year-old James Eldred escaped from the blockhouse and was pursued a considerable distance. He survived having a tomahawk thrown at him at close range and a hand-to-hand encounter with a Narragansett warrior. This occurred along Indian Run Brook in Wakefield, Peacedale, Rhode Island. The Narragansetts saw swamps as ideal defensive locations in wartime, leading them to take up residence in the Great Swamp during the conflict. 4 days later, the Great Swamp Battle took place on the bitterly cold and stormy day of December 19, 1675. The colonial militia from Plymouth Colony, Connecticut Colony, and Massachusetts Bay Colony were led to the main Narragansett settlement in South Kingston, Rhode Island, by an Indian guide named Indian Peter. The low temperatures froze the natural moat that surrounded the Narragansett encampment, allowing the colonial troops to pass easily. The massive fort occupied 5 acres of land and was initially occupied by over 1,000 people, but it was eventually overrun after a fierce fight. The settlement was burned, its inhabitants, including women and children, killed or evicted, and most of the tribe's winter stores were destroyed. It is believed that at least 97 Narragansett warriors and 300 to 1,000 non-combatants were killed, though exact figures were not known. The forces destroyed the blacksmith forge of Stonewall John, although he escaped and was killed several months later. Many of the warriors and their families escaped in the frozen swamp. Hundreds more died from the wounds combined with harsh conditions. The colonists lost many of their officers in the assault, and about 70 of their men were killed, and nearly 150 more wounded. The dead and wounded militiamen were evacuated to the settlements on Aquidneck Island in Narragansett Bay, where they were buried or cared for by many of the Rhode Island colonists. The Great Swamp Massacre was a critical blow to the Narragansett tribe, from which they never fully recovered. The spring of 1676 brought a counteroffensive by Canon Chet, after he organized a confederation of 2,000 braves. Providence was burned, including Roger Williams' house. The Narragansetts were nearly completely defeated when Canon Chet was captured and executed in April 1676. Female sachem Queen Calliope was ambushed on July 2nd, attempting to cross a river at the Second Battle of Nipsachuck Battlefield, and Stonewall John, a notable Indian Mason who was also killed. Finally, Philip was shot and killed on August 12th by John Alderman, an Indian soldier in the company of Benjamin Church. Many of the Narragansett survivors were sold into slavery, sentenced to death, or fled to join other nearby tribes like the Niantics.
Yeah, let's go! I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stoppable. stopping, no. Let's go. Conquer the obstacle. Yeah. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah. Ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right. I swear to God that I could drop it, bro. Yeah. I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, let's go. I don't care what they all say. That's right. I'ma do this thing my way. Let's go. Been grinding hard on it all day. Okay. We work hard, then we all play. Yeah. I'm addicted to the grind, man. That's right. So I refuse to waste time, man. Yeah. One day it all will be fine, man. Let's go. Gotta commit to the climb. You know man. We're back with the Guinness, setting records every minute, every track. In addiction to the fact that we're winning, still we lack something's missing. Need a track that is hitting, making racks, making millions. Oh, yeah. That's a mission. Yeah. I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, fine, I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating. Yeah. Sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah.
Yeah.